qualify for all year long. For decades, owners and riders have been proud to say that they showed or won at Harrisburg, which began in 1946, or Washington, starting in 1958. But only one can claim 134 years of tradition, proud striving, and prestige, and that, of course, is the National Horse Show. Founded in 1883 and known for most of that time as New York, or the Garden, for its namesake home, Madison Square Garden. Of course, times change, and we must change with them, which is why we now refer to that granddaddy of them all as Kentucky. But that may not have been the case if not for the work of a team led by one man. You see, while the National Horse Show was well established in the Big Apple, it was also not the easiest place to hold a competition due to cost, logistics, and space. In 2001, those factors finally brought our rich garden history to an end, putting the National in search of a new home. Several players stepped up to keep the tradition alive, including countless sponsors, as well as managers such as Gene Mish in Florida, Bob Bell at the Piers in New York, and John Madden in Syracuse. But it wasn't until 2011 that we found the absolute right fit in Kentucky, thanks to Hugh Kincannon. It's likely that you know Hugh as a show manager, but you may not realize that while he didn't grow up riding, he'd caught the bug by the age of 20. It is somewhat ironic and somewhat telling that his first ride landed him in the dirt, followed by a visit to the hospital, because it reveals what some would call stubbornness, but to be more accurate, Hugh is known as a perfectionist, which is why when challenged that day, he decided to jumpstart his early training with Hungarian cavalry legend and U.S. Show Jumping Hall of Fame member Gabor Fontecchi. To this day, Hugh would say Gabor was the best horseman he ever knew, and he used the knowledge gained from him to advance greatly in the horse world. Hugh first worked for a master of the hunt, then schooled horses for the U.S. Modern Pentathlon team at Fort Sam Houston. But this was also his earliest connection to the National Horse Show president, Mason Phelps, who was then a member of the team. Eventually, with time under prominent and respected horsemen such as Max Bonham and Howard Lewis, and with the help of his wife Cheryl, he built a successful training business known as Ridgeway Stables. From Ridgewood, he not only campaigned horses and riders, but also get his first taste of show management, again prompted by a challenge to put his money where his mouth was and run a better horse show than others ran. And of course, that's exactly what Hugh set out to do, and the rest is history. Hugh has now managed some of the most respected competitions in the sport, including the American Jumping Classic, the Washington International Horse Show, and the World Equestrian Games, and his very own series throughout the year here in Lexington. That management experience and the groundwork that he and his team laid to make this facility the best are what gave the National such a comfortable, fitting home at the Kentucky Horse Park, and what now makes the term Kentucky mean the National Horse Show when fall and indoors come around each year. Hugh's insistence on perfection could come off as gruff in all business, but beneath that gruffness was a big heart warm as the Kentucky sunshine. Hugh, thank you for turning the lights on and making the National feel so welcome here in Kentucky. The Wells Family Trophy is proudly awarded to a special individual who has made an exceptional commitment and contribution to the equestrian sport and industry, and no one is more deserving than Hugh Kincannon. The Kentucky Horse Park Mounted Police Stables are located in the center of the park, where the officers provide daily barn tours perform their patrol duties either by horseback, motor vehicle, on foot, or on golf carts. They are first responders in emergency situations. They play a unique role in the park's interaction with its visitors. Patrolling from horseback, the Kentucky Horse Park Mounted Police establishes a dialogue with tourists and the horse community alike. This dialogue allows them to be goodwill ambassadors of the Kentucky Horse Park. It's a pleasure to welcome tonight Captain Lisa Rakes, carrying the American flag, riding Oliver, a sugar-cane cross. Sergeant David Johnson, carrying the Kentucky flag, riding Sonny, a Belgian quarter horse cross. Trooper Roy Foster, a guard, riding Dinero, a Percheron thoroughbred cross. And volunteer Raquel Bowers, a guard, riding Mackenzie, a Clydesdale cross. Michael Pearsley's signature baritone voice has earned him singing engagements around the world, having performed with Irish tenor Ronan Tynan and several other renowned musicians. A native of Chicago, he received his master's degree in music from the University of Kentucky and is now pursuing a doctorate. He also leads choral performances, teaches music at the Lexington School, while residing locally here with his wife and 3 sons. At this time, we'd like to offer Michael Pearsley a warm welcome, and we'd like to ask you to please rise and remove cover for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Michael Pearsley, thank you.
Well, a wonderful way to start, and a huge thanks to Michael and our colour guard tonight. But it is now time to talk sports, and we're going to find a little of what's in store.
Hello, good evening and welcome to the Kentucky Horse Park, to the CP National Horse Show for tonight's CP Grand Prix, a $130,000 jump-off class that will be the qualifier for Saturday night's Longines FEI World Cup jumping leg, part of the North American League. Hello and welcome to you. I'm John Carlin. With me tonight, 5-time US Olympian Ann Kaczynski, and we'll be having a look at the just over 40 competitors going to take a start in this CP Grand Prix. It's a very prestigious class here at the National Horse Show, and of course it's going to shape the 40 horse and rider combinations that will be able to start because they have to qualify because we have so many riders here for Saturday night. It's our biggest class so far, Anne, and Michel Valancourt has set the track. What's he done?
Yes, it's much bigger than anything we've jumped and seen over the courses since we've been here. Long stride, short strides. He keeps asking these questions. I bet the time is a little bit tight, but he has them stretch like out of the triple and then kind of short to the green oxer. Just keep asking the questions and keeping everybody paying attention.
Okay, well, we'll have a bit more of a look at that. We're going to start off with Richie Maloney, who was in the top 5 in this class last year. Got Callan Solom, who was top 3 in our World Cup qualifier here at the National Horse Show last year. Devin Ryan, the American Gold Cup winner, is in early. Dennis Lynch is over for 2 shows from Europe. He jumped at Washington last week. Lucy Delorier, the young gun, has had a very good run of class wins at the American Gold Cup the llast 2 years. Rodrigo Pessoa, Olympic champion and 3-time World Cup champion, is in as number 8. Beezy Madden, former World Cup champion there back in 2013, if I remember right. Alison Robitaille, who's jumping very well these last few weeks. Jessica Springsteen, a winner earlier on tonight. Peter Lutz, Peter, who's a former Mcrae medal winner. Of course, that's another feature of the week here at the CP National Horse Show. Adrian Sternlicht and Crystalline, they were actually rewarded as one of the horses of the show at Washington last week. Charlie Jacobs, going to be followed into the ring by Aaron Vale, the Puissance winner from Washington. Heather Caristo-Williams jumping the last couple of weeks. Nico Philipparts has been jumping the last few weeks in Tryon in North Carolina. He's here and I think going up to the Royal Agricultural Winter Fair qualifier next weekend in Toronto. Andy Coker, a winner out west a fortnight ago. Hunter Holloway, Hunter, the winner of the Mcrae medal last year and jumping in the National Under-25 Championships this week, as is Jennifer Gates on there. Catherine Tyree and Enjoy Louis. Again, Catherine, one of those younger US riders, been on Nations Cup teams and going so well. Emily Moffatt in there as well, who declared for Great Britain this year, a gold medalist at the Young Riders in Samarin in Slovakia. Leslie Berhoward, what hasn't Leslie done? She's back here once again at the National Horse Show. I think we were hearing last night she's never missed a Pennsylvania National Horse Show. Mario Delorier, the Canadian Olympic medalist. Jack Harden-Towle in New York. Harden, who's been well placed here at the National before and looking to go back to a World Cup finals to represent his country. McLean Ward, he's been to those World Cup finals 19 times and topped the standings for the first time this year. Bert Mandley is another former champion. Bert, the winner at Washington last weekend of the World Cup qualifier. Sean Wardley, Sean who's jumped well here at the past. And our last in the ring tonight will be Shane Sweetnam and Chaki Z. And Shane is the defending CP National Horse Show Grand Prix champion. So Michel Valancourt, himself an Olympic show jumping medalist, the level 4 designer from Canada, has set our track. It's 13 obstacles, 16 jumping efforts, and the time allowed is 73 seconds. And so we didn't have that information on our early course plan, so 73 seconds will be interesting. It is a bigger arena than we had at Washington last weekend when our time alloweds were often in the 60s, but it feels over this course like that could be quite tight. And of course the time allowed is the last obstacle that the course designer gets to set. So we're just moments away from starting. We see there some of the signature jumps here at the horse park, like the Keeneland fence, the Longines fences of course, but plenty of the racing and thoroughbred history of the Bluegrass State represented in this set of jumps. So the first of just over 40 in this $130,000 CP Railroads National Horse Show Grand Prix. Richie Maloney, top 5 in this Grand Prix class here last year. He's been on Nations Cup teams for Ireland at his home show at Dublin, the 5-star show, the Longines Royal International at Hickstead. He's been a 5-star Grand Prix winner at the Winter Equestrian Festival. He's won the Hampton Classic and he's also won the American Gold Cup. Richie rides Equanimity's Caribou Sea, the 14-year-old by Cannabis, our first out of the door for Ireland.
Yeah, so Richie's the guinea pig. Everybody will be watching how the lines ride, especially how the time allowed is. Always going first. You don't get to watch anybody, and you've got to have a plan and see if you've got the right plan after the course walk. He does 10 strides up that first line, and then it's a short 4 to that red vertical. Every jump here is a meter 50, meter 55. No freebies. Yeah, with a triple combination, vertical oxer vertical. And then a 5-stride line. Handles that very, very well. And back to this, let me angle the black vertical. And that's kind of an option line. This is a shorter moving horse, and he kind of did the ad, but I think a lot of horses will do that. And this is a meter 55. It looks very big. A forward 4 and a short 1. And then you got to hold them together with the engage.
Well, just the one down for Richie Maloney and Carabas in 2017 in the CP National Horse Show Grand Prix. Now, just 8 of our competitors, a third of the field, jumped clear in the Table C earlier on. So how many clears are we going to get over this Grand Prix track? There's no doubt with the quality of horses and riders here, we're going to get a couple. And of course, it will be those clears, or if we fail to get any clears, those in a quality of first place who will come back to jump off for the big money. 2008 Olympian Lyubov Koshetova. Lyubov riding in her first World Cup show of the season. The Russian with Veneno by Chaco Blue. Lyubov, a former Grand Prix winner at Bromont and won a Grand Prix last year at the Holidays and Horses Tour.
Loose 5. You gotta hope they haven't gotten too flat. That's the question. Triple bar oxer and then to that skinny vertical, and she and the horse handled that well. Ones all look a little steady. Again, a little steady to wide. Jumps it really well. Have to go do the inside turn here for the time allowed. Wide 7, and the horse has huge scope even when he gets there short. Wide 7, and this is a tall vertical. 4, steady 1. Again, holds him up, excellent.
So often the case for Lyubov, picking up that 1 for time. Lyubov, Koshetova and Veneno with 1 fault at the moment. Now, within the first 3 riders, so up to and including the result of our third to go, the judges could adjust the time, but they do need to be pushing on 350 meters a minute rate of advance to stay inside the 73 seconds time allowed.
He really was jumping beautifully, really soars over that Salamander Farm oxer. The time a little bit of a factor.
So, combination that we're third in our World Cup qualifier here at the National Horse Show last year. Callan Solom. Callan was top 10 at Washington last week as well. VDL Wizard, the 14-year-old by Gentleman for Horseshoe Trail Farm. Callan was a Gothenburg World Cup finalist back in 2016. She's been on Nations Cup teams as well for the United States.
She does a little more direct 9. The first 2 did 10, and then gets him back for that big vertical. The 4 is short. Now this is Scopy. Keep going in the 5. And then you get there a little flat in 6, but she rides it great, and he's very, very careful, the skinny. And again, this ends up riding a little bit tight and Scopy. Again, she does a great job, gets him back, but rides him across the oxer. Nice 6 strides. Callan's ridden this horse for many years, so she knows him well. Forward the 4, plenty of scope, great. And hold them together for the 7.
72-71. That'll be interesting to see what the judges do at the time allowed. I think that'll give them the confidence to leave it where it is. Callan Solom, VDL Wizards, clear and inside the time. Clear round number 1.
Jumps the combination beautifully, rub free, and then she has to fight with him a little bit to get him back so she can ride him across the big green uxer. Great round.
So next to go, Devin Ryan. Devin riding Eddie Blue by Scirocco Blue. Devin, who won the American Gold Cup this year, is having a good week already. 2nd last night and 3rd in the Table C earlier today.
This is only an 8-year-old, and Devin has not ridden his horses at indoors. He told me he was very proud of them. He really wanted to take a shot to go to the World Cup finals, and he wasn't sure how these 2 young horses would be, and he said they're just like outside. He's totally confident, but this is just an 8-year-old. He does the direct 8. It's a huge mover. So he gets up there in 8 and still slows down for the 4. Plenty of scope at the triple bar. He gets to the skinny so he can slow down. He rode that very, very well. That's the test. Scope, scope, and then careful at that skinny. Just skips through that, no problem. Devin shortens him and then says, come on, now it's a wide one. Makes a little time. Kind of loses his lead a lot, this horse, but it doesn't seem to bother him. Very good.
Nice to see such a young horse being so confident. We're indoors or out over a metre 55 track.
Absolutely. He's produced the horse and done a great job. Has to fit in that short 7. Fabulous round.
And there we are, 71-1-3, just showing that they were right to leave the time as it was. 73 seconds the time allowed, and we now have a jump off of clears in the $130,000 CP International Grand Prix here at the National Horse Show. Devin Ryan will be up against Callan Solom at least.
Nice ride. Keeps galloping, does the direct 6 because, again, he has such a big stride. He's a confident 8-year-old.
So now one from the world's top 30. Dennis Lynch. Dennis riding in his 2nd World Cup of the season. He rode Washington last weekend. Dennis won the La Coruña Grand Prix in Spain 2 years in a row. He's won the La Ball Derby and was part of the gold medal winning Irish team at the European Championships this year. Dennis with Rushy Marsh Farms RMF Bella Balubay for Ireland.
Yeah, it's great to have Dennis here. He's a really seasoned, super European rider, and always wonderful to have them come to the States. New faces.
Couple of top 5s at Washington last weekend.
Yeah, cuts down a little over that triple bar and then has to gallop a little bit to the Longines. A little lucky at the skinny. And the horse kind of put his feet down and he got lucky again. But doesn't rattle Dennis in the least. Devin, the forward 6 strides. This meter 55, very tall vertical. Little long, little forward, and a little short. And then steady again to wide.
Finishing on
Well,
just
that's
the
a shame. It's 4 faults for Dennis Lynch and RMF Bella Balabé. Those who don't progress to the jump-off classified according to faults and time in this first round. So that's 4 with a 70.18 time for Dennis Lynch and RMF Bella Balabé.
Yeah, he just got there a little long in the fourth stride, and the horse made an effort, but they didn't have quite enough impulsion to get across the back rail.
She's also very much making an impression.
Well, this is her first day riding the internationals here at the National Horse Show. This is Lucy Delorier. Lucy Delorier's Hester by van der Mispleer. Lucy, the inaugural winner of the USEF National Under-25 Championships at this show. North American Young Rider individual gold medalist back in 2015. And she's just 18 years old. This is her first year being eligible to ride in World Cup qualifiers. She won at the Gold Cup last year, the World Cup pre-qualifier class, but was too young to ride in the qualifier itself.
Beautiful up the first line, enough pace up for the first line, and then balances the red vertical, the 4, triple bar, gallop up there in the 5, balances the 6, very, very focused. She's a young girl, but very focused and mature. Beautifully ridden, balanced in. Excellent. They're a great combination, Hester and yeah. Beautiful. Fits it in, kind of boxes him up, and then legs him for the oxer. A little rub at the double. And has to help him get back. Another beautiful round.
Just over the 72 seconds, but it's clear. Lucy Delorier and Hester make it 3 for the jump off. Callan Solom, Devin, Ryan and Lucy Delorier at least will be back to duke it out for the lion's share of $130,000 going to the first place finisher in this CP Grand Prix.
Light rubs there, but the jumps stay up.
Second in 3 big Grand Prix, including the Nations Cup Grand Prix.
So next to go, recently a team gold medalist at the Central American and Caribbean Games, Roberto Tehran Tafur for Colombia with Lyubov Koshetova's Brilliant de Rouet. Roberto Duran has been to the Nations Cup finals, jumped well in the 5-star at Lausanne in September as well. He's the former winner of the $1 million class at Ocala, Florida.
So he's gotten to watch enough, and he has a good idea what's the best track for his horse. Keeps a good pace here off the turn. Oh, gets a little forward, but it works. He knew his horse needed that gallop and slithered over the skinny jump. They made it. Now he kind of pulls them together for this tight combination. Very nice. Beautiful. And keeps his pace. That's a good place to make a little time. That half circle to the black vertical. Gallops the 6 strides, leaves it out. Be helpful for this long 4. Right.
A super round and very, very quick as well. Roberto Tehran Tafur and Brilliant de Rouet, just showing the quality of these Grand Prix horses tonight. We'll see the majority of these horses being the pick for their riders for the World Cup qualifier come Saturday as well.
Yeah, he had a nice gallop to that CP vertical, and then he kept galloping up here in the 6 to that big salamander oxer. Beautifully ridden.
So next to go, the 3-time World Cup finals winner Rodrigo Pessoa. individual gold medalist at the Athens Olympics, Rodrigo, with Yuri Mansour and Eurostable's Chaganis by Chaco Blue. It's our second Chaco Blue so far. Rodrigo, former world champion as well. Chef to keep now for Ireland. They won European team gold this year, and we saw Rodrigo last at the 5-star level in London in July, August.
Gets him back for the 4 to that big vertical. Gallops up. Very, very smoothly ridden. The horse just gets a little flat and jumps at A. That previous line is forward and aggressive, and then Michel had made the combination a little short. They have to come back. Forward 6. And that vertical is a tall.
So unfortunately, it's 3 down, 12 faults for Rodrigo Pessoa and Chaganis, the just 9-year-old horse. So they're going to settle down in 8th place thus far.
Yeah, a little bit green, possibly at 9. Once he's had to ride him forward, then he just isn't coming back to those verticals. Again, same little mistake here, a little at the vertical.
So Amanda Derbyshire, who had 3 top 5s at Washington last week. She's taken some class wins at the small tour at Longines Global Champions Tour Miami the last few seasons, and was a Nations Cup rider for Great Britain in Wellington in Florida this spring. Amanda with Gotchman Sport Horses Louis Banta, BH by Louis Dam.
Ooh, it's way on the left corner.
Well, she landed so short after the triple bar, she had to make it happen, didn't she?
Yes. Kind of added up the first line and then had to send him forward. Now has him back again. But jumps up high. She helps him at that oxer. He's cute. He's kind of bouncy. She even goes inside the orange oxer. Really takes a short turn there. And he soars over that vertical. Beautiful.
Do you think she's just got a slight concern in the back of her mind about the amount of time he spends in the air?
Yes, that's what it looks like. Has to go get that 4. Like a rubber ball, though, he comes back to that Liverpool. Beautiful.
Number 5.
So there you are. You see 70 2/3 of a second, including going an inside line. Amanda Derbyshire made the right decision there with Louis Banta, a horse that jumps so big. He spends a lot of time in the air, and therefore she was worried about that 73 seconds time allowed.
She's very happy with him. He flies over the triple bar high, and then she has to keep riding up to that Longines. Ooh, and kind of puts a foot down and gets a little on the left, but doesn't rattle either one of them.
And is that a slightly forward distance there as well because it's triple bar in?
Yes, absolutely. And away from the in-gate. I meant to say that. It even rides more forward because sometimes that in-gate is like a magnet and holds them back.
Beezy Madden. Beezy with Dari Lou by Tangelo van der Zithoeven for Abigail Wexner. Beezy twice an Olympic gold medalist, individual bronze medalist in 2008, 10 times a World Cup finalist and winner in 2013. Beezy went to the Nations Cup finals in Barcelona, having been part of some of the biggest US wins this season, including at Dublin.
Now this is a lovely, lovely, little bit newer one for Beezy this year, and just keeps stepping up. She's still getting to know him, but all the ability. Beautiful style, high, careful. Her timing is great. When to leg them, when to help them a little bit. Again, making the inside, both inside for that CP vertical. Big stride, still gets the 6 off the inside. Meter 55 vertical. Very, very good. Beautiful round.
Yes, very well judged as well. 72.03 on the clock. Beasley Madden and Darry Liu go clear. We were denied seeing Beasley in a couple of the jump-off classes at Washington last week, but we're going to see her in the jump-off here in the CP National Horse Show Grand Prix.
Beautiful, through the triple.
He's been part of the teams for the US right up to the World Equestrian Games. The last few weeks, it was wins in Sacramento before heading over to Washington.
So next to go, Alison Robitaille with Bertram and Diana Firestone's Ace by Berlin. Alison rode at the World Games in Rome, the games that Rodrigo Pessoa won. Pan Am team silver medalist, 4 times a World Cup finalist, and Nations Cups this season in Mexico and Sweden. Alison is in fact the current leader of the World Cup standings here on the East Coast with 42 points, including a 4th place finish last weekend in Washington.
Yeah, they've been going really well, this pair. Triple bar, gallops right up there. Beautifully ridden forward and then gets him back at the skinny. Skips through the triple easily. Again, inside turn. No, not risking the time fault. Correct in the 6, has a little rub. And then thinking this forward 4. Beautiful.
And well in time as well. Alison Robitaille and Ace go clear. That gives us another one for the jump off. 7 so far for the jump off in the CP National Horse Show Grand Prix.
I know she wants to get to the finals, and her focus and confident look outstanding. Kind of waits a little, jumps it great. Very, very nice jump.
Jessica Springsteen with Rushy Marsh Farms RMS Swinny du Parc. 2nd in a row by Berlin. Jessica was 5th in the Grand Prix at Windsor this year. Was winner of our Table Seed competition earlier on today. She's been on Nations Cup teams for the United States and some very good placings in Grand Prix on the Longines Global Champions Tour.
Forward 8, 9, nice 4. Striding forward away from the gate, the triple bar. Very good. They're making it look easy, and it's really not so easy, but everybody is on their game tonight. As you said, qualifying the real World Cup last Saturday night. Beautifully ridden, and again, careful, scopy. She goes around, but it's a quick horse, so I think her time will be all right.
Well, also just showing Jessica's own skill, because she only sat up and started competing this horse internationally 2 weeks ago in Tryon.
Yeah, that's amazing, and at this height, just gets there a little long in the 4, but as you say, she really doesn't even know the horse, so they don't know each other.
4 faults for Jessica Springsteen and RMS Swinny du Parc. Certainly the McCourt's putting this horse with Jessica because it is a great fit for her. And she's getting a great tune out of it, but just 2 weeks into their career together to settle up for 4 faults in a meter 55 class, pretty good news.
Yeah. And that line, beautifully written.
So Katie Dinan with Dougie Douglas, the RVDL Douglas sired Irish sport horse owned by Grant Road Partners. Katie's been to the Nations Cup final. She's won 3 World Cup qualifiers in her career. She was 3rd in this class last year and comes here off the back of a top 5 finish at Washington last weekend.
Smooth up the first line. Now just the forward. Very well done. She stays in so that she can slow down a little to the skinny. Makes a good effort. A little bit skims over the back rail, but he tried very hard not to hit it. Again, just around. Now it's up in the 6. It looks slightly slower, but I think the time will be all right. Nice 4. Careful.
Now just outside, 73.45, so it is clear for jumping, but 1 for time for Katie Dinan and Dougie Douglas. Sees them having to watch the jump off to come in the CP National Horse Show Grand Prix from the sidelines.
Great shot of the triple. He jumps it well. You know, she kind of went around, just looked a touch slow. There again, kind of rubs that almost with his belly. He was trying hard to jump a clear round, which he did. Just a nickel's worth slow.
Laura Crouch, Laura with St. Bride's Farm Confu. This is the first time we see Confu. Laura was the winner here last night of the speed leg with Whitney. Whitney then got a little bit of a treat today because sat out today's speed leg, probably being aimed for the win in tomorrow night's accumulator. Laura is at the Nations Cup finals this year and was a team gold medalist with the US in 2008 at the Olympics.
Beautiful. In the air, she looks right in, and again, so that she can get there, slowing down a little to the skinny. He has nice blood, always going a little forward. When she asks him to wait, he waits, and then like a rubber ball, jumps. And the inside turn just to be safe about the time. Nice 6. And he's so adjustable, this horse. He can go forward and come back. These kind of courses are just what you need. He flies over A, settles at B. Great round.
And joins the party.
And inside the time, Laura Crouch, did she make it 2 days, 2 wins here in the CP National Horse Show Grand Prix. Confu is clear for Laura Crouch. The highest ranked lady rider at the moment in the Longines FEI World Rider Rankings.
They're just so beautifully together, Laura and Kung Fu.
So World Cup finalists back in 2016 at Gothenburg. Peter Lutz, top 10 at Washington last weekend, the former Mcrae medal winner, with Catherine Gallagher and M. Michael Mellor's Robin de Pontoise. Just 2 gentlemen riders qualified for the jump off at the moment, Devin Ryan and Roberto Tehran, out of 8 clears.
But Somebody has to help him slow down and fit that in. There's another big stride. Yeah, beautifully ridden. He has a wonderful style and quiet, letting the horse concentrate on the jump. Helps him fit it in, and now he's going to go around. He's got to think about the time a little bit, around and inside. The short turn.
He's brave sidling across that Salamander Hotel Doxa because it's -65 wide.
Yeah. And he made kind of a very short turn to the big vertical, and then that got that 4 a little long. That's why he caught the back rail.
So 4 faults in that time of 69.56 is going to put Peter Lutz into 12th position tonight in the CP National Horse Show Grand Prix.
Just got there a smidgen long. Big horse, and he did have plenty of time to maybe take another stride to the white vertical.
So next to go, Adrian Sternlicht. Adrian with Starlight Farms Crystalline. Adrian, who was 4th in the Palm Beach Masters World Cup qualifier in February on the Longines Tour. Jumped already this season at Gold Cup at Sacramento, Del Mar and Washington. So a good mixture of East and West Coast shows on the Longines World Cup Jumping North American League. It's a long old show. Adrian has clearly dedicated these breeches to today because she actually took a tumble in the Under 25 Championships at 3 this afternoon, but these breeches are still doing duty.
Yeah, this is a fabulous horse of hers. Huge scope, quick, careful. Yeah, that's easy, that combination for Crystalline. They're a little deep, and she decides to go around. She kind of looked for the inside turn, didn't do it. The horse is quick across the ground, so I think the time should be all right. Nice, the 6. Gets up in the 4 easy, slowed down, great, and fit it in. Jump beautifully.
Great round there for Adrian Sternlicht and Crystalline. So they are on 9th to go through, 72.38 on the clock for Adrian. And they could fast become her lucky breeches if she wins tonight.
She said the horse has been going well here at indoors. She just needs a little luck. So that was a beautiful round tonight. She didn't need any luck. We'll see what happens in the jump off.
So Charlie Jacobs. Charlie was the runner-up in this competition last year. He's been a Nations Cup rider, including at Spruce Meadows this year. And rode at his 3rd World Cup finals this spring in Omaha, Nebraska. Charlie, a former runner-up also in the American Gold Cup, Longines FEI World Cup jumping qualifier, rides Cassinia, the 11-year-old mare by Carino.
And the red ribbon in the tail, telling everybody on the ground that she could kick a little bit. You're out there, another horse or person on the ground. Adds to the 2nd because she gets rather aggressive. Gets up there easily in the 5. Has to balance back, jumps that well. Through the triple, but catches that back rail, kind of tries to slow her down and maybe not quite enough, give her enough room at the back. Makes her ad there, gets another rub.
Could just be dallying with time faults as well.
Just doesn't get her back enough towards the
So
takes the jumping as 1 for time for Charlie Jacobs. 73.34 on the clock with Ksenia. So no repeat podium for him this year in the CP National Horse Show Grand Prix. Michel Valancourt there, looking pensive at the in-gate.
Top of the puissance for the second year in a row there again this season. But he thinks like a horse at Donald Stewart's Finu, Aaron Vale.
Yeah, within the specifications, he's only got meter 55 to play with. The World Cup qualifier at 5-star week, so they're meter 60. So for him at the moment to have 9 clears out of a field of this quality, I think he's going, probably I've got it quite right. It's going to be a longer jump off than maybe I want, but, you know, the quality is here.
Yes. Yep, everybody's on their game. Everybody that came here really came here to try to win it Saturday.
Aaron Vale and Finu. Aaron, the winner of the Puissance last weekend at Washington. He was 5th in that qualifier at Washington this time last year. Top 10 in a Grand Prix outdoors here at the Horse Park in May. And also did well at Devin in Pennsylvania and Upperville in Virginia.
Yeah, he left it out 1-2, galloped right up there, and then fit in the 4 beautifully, and flies over the triple bar. A little bend and adds there. Keeps going on the ends of the ring. A little low at A, but they sneak over it. Clear. Makes that inside turn for the time. Little rub at the CP.
That's a long final line, the length of the arena.
Up there in the 4, steady. Beautifully ridden.
Clearing the mix.
Part.
Aaron Vale and Finu, his Grand Prix horse with which he has won those Puissances. He goes clear, so he's clear round number 10. They'll come back in the order in which they qualify as well. So Callan Solom is going to be our first back, and Aaron Vale will be our 10th back at the moment.
And his time was great. You can see that turn there. Very handy.
And what you can see a little bit when the jump off starts to get quite big as well is riders going, I'm going to save the jump off that this horse has in it this week for World Cup night. So we might see 1 or 2 go, you know, prize money's only going to go down to 10th. I'm not going to necessarily ride for that tonight. So we might see 1 or 2 pull out. But 10 going forward at the moment. Quentin Judge is on course with Double H Farms, Double H Conrad by Conair. Top 10 in the 5-star Grand Prix at Tryon. Quentin we saw at the Gold Cup in September, and he also was a Gothenburg World Cup finalist in 2016.
Nice and smooth up the first line.
That's a rare pole.
Yes, and I'm surprised that we haven't maybe seen it. It's the back rail away from the in-gate. Just cut down a little bit. So a lot of horses can get distracted by the gate. There he jumped in well and then didn't come back quite enough. It's a bit of a short combination. Quentin stays right on it, does the inside turn, you know, practicing what he's got to do. Jump clear and be within the time, the turns. And the horse just didn't back up quite enough. It's scopy, and then he has to back up sometimes.
3 down, 12 for 4. 12 for jumping for Quentin Judge and Double H Conrad.
On we go to USA and Heather Caristo-Williams this time. Holly and Ralph Caristo's 11-year-old Qui-Vive Desange says this combination that were part of Nations
doesn't
Cup,
jump across quite enough. Like I say, the in-gate can be a magnet, and the jump can be a little bigger and a little wider away from the gate. Again, at the last jump going towards the in-gate, it's a magnet that's pulling him, pulling him through it.
Heather Caristo-Williams with Holly and Ralph Caristo's Qui-Vive Desange by Caprice. Third at the Bromont World Cup qualifier. Nations Cup team this year for the USA at T-Bird in Langley, British Columbia. And a returning visitor to us here at Lexington. She jumped here and at D Ridge for the Palm Beach Masters last season.
Kind of just drags her down past the distance. Too bad. He gets a little enthusiastic sometimes. Big effort. Triple bar. Again, even that 5 gets easy. So much power in this horse. She got to get him back again. Great that she did, and then he cleared it. He's very athletic. Not the easiest ride.
As ever, that CP vertical just always seems to be put across the arena like that, inviting them to knife across it. It hasn't gone anything like as often as I think we thought it would this week, but when it goes, it goes.
Yeah. A little bit of an awkward angle. Fights to get him back for the 7, and it works out. He's a great jumper. It's just that rideability part. You got to get on the same team. She's doing a good job with him.
8 faults for Heather Caristo-Williams and Qui-Vive Desange. So they're down the order, 17th at the moment.
Just a little bit of tax like that.
So coming into the ring, Belgian World Cup finalist Nicolas Philipparts. He was an Olympian at Rio last summer. He's actually won a individual and team gold at the Young Riders, and he's won a team gold at the Youth Olympic Games in Singapore. 12 months ago, he was the 5-star Grand Prix winner at Tryon. He's been jumping there again this autumn. Nicolas Philipparts with Ben Beavers and Ludo Philipparts, H&M Harley von der Bishop. Having sat out Washington to jump the World Equestrian Games test event week at Tryon, Nicola is going to travel up north to Toronto next week to the Royal Agricultural Winter Fair and jump in the Longines World Cup jumping there.
10 clears to date, and remember all the way through, it's Breezy Street straight after into also right the way through to Saturday night. The original Whalers playing here at the CP. Off we go then, Belgium and Nicolas Philipparts, H&M Harley van der Bishop.
We took a nice tour. They didn't sound the bell right away and showed the horse to Liverpool, showed him a couple other jumps. As well for the steady 4. There's scope and a little forward. Beautifully done. The riders are really riding well. It's a good course. It's a nice course, but they're quite focused. Beautifully jumped and ridden the inside turn for the time. A rub, but it stays up. There's a little luck. right up there, no problem. It didn't look like a long pour, and the horse jumps beautifully.
69.42.
So Nicola Philipparts and H&M Harley von der Bishop. That's the clear he's been waiting a couple of classes for. Nicola goes through to our jump off as clear round number 11.
And a very quick time, but didn't look quick. Wasn't rushed, just efficient.
2012 Olympic gold, European gold the following year. Ben Mayer.
Great.
He's won
Nice and straight up that line.
Olympic and European team gold medalist and vice champion of Europe in his own right in 2013. Ben Mayer with Podin Farms Tipsy du Terral for Great Britain. Ben, who was second this year in the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of London, a class he's won previously. Second in the World Cup qualifier at Olympia last December in London, also a class he's won previously. It's his second visit in quick succession to the US. He jumped at the Pennsylvania National as well.
Good strong ride. Horse looks careful and high. Beautiful jump and then just slips inside. Fabulous. Very much together, horse and rider. Loses that lead, but the horse stays careful. And gets just a touch long there, but through that turn, a little bit swapping the leads. I was saying, they looked so much together, and then they sort of were just slightly off.
Yeah, it's not a shame. It doesn't really represent the round. He ended up jumping Ben Mayer and Tipsy du Terral 15th at the moment on 4 faults.
Just met it a little long, so the horse's arc was a little short on the backside. But jumped a great, beautiful round.
Winner of the Longines FEI World Cup jumping at Del Mar a fortnight ago. He's currently 4th on the standings, ranked just outside the world's top 100. Andy Coker with Haley Rogg's Kaulua by Tygo. Picked up World Cup points at Bromont and Sacramento and T-Bird this season. Took a Grand Prix win at Tryon in the summer and was top 10 in the Grand Prix at Central Park in New York in September.
Nice up the first line, looks like he threw a shoe, pad and a shoe, and a boot.
2 boots now. He's trying to lighten himself as he goes.
But it didn't bother him at the jump. Very well ridden. Tries to make the inside turn, but didn't. So slowed him down a little bit.
Well, he doesn't necessarily have the traction he started with now.
Yeah. Looks a little strong. Strong with Andy. It must be a bit strong. And just a little off that front bar, and so they cut down on the back. Oh, too bad, because it really was a good round.
4 for jumping, 1 for time.
4 for jumping, and also that 1 for time. It's 73.58 on the clock. As I say, we've seen 3 just over the time at least, and all less than a second over. It is quite tight in there. Andy Coker and Kaulua on 5.
Rides the triple bar, gives it a great jump. You see the shoe fly off, then the boot. Jumped right out of his shoes, and then, as you say, another boot or another shoe.
Yeah, I think it ended up being the front and back shell of the one over each boot. Christine Mcrae. Christine with Candy Tribble's Nectarina by Necton. Saw Christine in Europe this summer. She was top 10 at Washington last week. 4th in the Spring Grand Prix at Old Salem in upstate New York. Christine is a 3-time World Cup finalist.
Beautiful round. This horse jumps a little slow, high and slow, so she's going to have to think about the time. Loads of scope like that. Beautiful. Walks the 5. Such a big stride, almost like in slow motion sometimes, so she's got to think a little bit about the time.
Every single vertical on this track is meter 55, the maximum height for the specifications for this class.
So she's smart to make that inside turn because it's such a lofty jumper. Walks the 6. No problem with the 4. We'll rub at the Liverpool. Beautiful round.
So the first clear in a little while. Christine Mcrae and Nectarina make it through to the jump off here in the CP National Horse Show Grand Prix. Hoping to join some of the luminary names that have adorned that trophy in the 134-year history of this show.
USA's Margie Goldstein Engel now had arrived the Glade Wins partners. This is the 13-year-old Royce, fourth, just 2 weeks
beautiful
ago,
jump.
Grand Prix in triumph. She's over 200 Grand Prix to her name through her fantastic career.
Margie Goldstein Engel with Glade Wins partners Royce by Cafe Olay. Margie was 4th recently in a 5-star Grand Prix at Tryon in North Carolina and 3rd in the Test Event Grand Prix last weekend. Silver medalist at the 2006 World Games, Sydney Olympian, and 17 times a World Cup finalist. She was 4th in this class 12 months ago.
Big scope. Soars over those 2 scopy ones, and that, like, no effort for him. Way through the triple. Cross the green, inside roll back. That's hard in these indoor rings. You have to pull them away from some jumps, and then you're going to the next jump. But they really sight in on the jump there. The next fence jumps the salamander jump really high and pretty. Rides him a little forward there because that 4 is forward. Again, plenty of scope. He's very clever at the vertical. Great round, good time.
Well in time. Margie Goldstein Engel and Royce go clear. So that is 13 coming back at the moment. Unlucky for some, a baker's dozen.
Yeah, he looks very fresh and happy and straight. Great round.
So now one of our younger riders to the field, Hunter Holloway, the winner of the Mcrae medal last year. She's jumping in the National Under-25 Championships here at the show as well. Hunter jumped the World Cup qualifier here last year, was a class winner at the Ocala Nations Cup show, and placed 2nd in the Puissance last weekend at Washington. With Virginia Bartolome's and Hayes Investment Group's VDL Bravo for the United States of America.
Just gets there a little bit deep. Rubs that front rail. Big scope away from the gate. Watch the big stride, beautiful. She's gotten a lot of experience in these bigger classes this year, and it's great to see. Very well done. Got him back better than the second jump. Similar question, but better. And very quick there for the time. She was smart to get right back on that CP jump. Little Robert B with his big stride, but very good. And again, a great time.
A real shame to have just had that pole off the second fence on course. 4 faults for Hunter Holloway and BDL Bravo here tonight in the National Horse Show Grand Prix, sponsored by CP Railways.
A very good, solid round. Just got up there and just a little bit deep. Needed to help his front end a bit there.
A few weeks ago on the Split Rock Jumping Tour. That was with Cockadoodle. Tonight it is California.
So next to go, the man who won the Split Rock Jumping Tour Grand Prix in Ohio a couple of weeks ago, Andrew Ramsey. Andrew, a former winner of the Las Vegas leg of the Longines FEI World Cup Jumping. He rides the syndicate-owned California by Cassini. Took a class win at the American Gold Cup. He was 4th here yesterday, 2nd in the Table C earlier on today, and he had 2 4th-place finishes last week at Washington as well.
Another quick horse, blood-type horse. Good with a little speed. Got a little flat there after the first line. Let's cut down a bit. The direct 6 time shouldn't be a problem. Gets right up there in the 4. Horse is clever in the 1. Yeah, too bad. The rest of the horse is super.
Well, another one was just the unfortunate 4 faults. Andrew Ramsey and California taking the middle part of the triple combination.
And very quick, 68.
USA's Tracy Fenny now, Grand Prix winner this season in the last few weeks in Tryon and also at the 4-star in Upperville this year.
Just cuts down a little bit there.
8-year-old combination by Corus Obolensky. MTM, Omono for Tracy Fenny.
So Tracy Fenny takes up the challenge now with MTM Farms MTM Komono by Corus Obolensky. Tracy, the Grand Prix winner at Upperville in the spring. Jumped here last season and 6th just last weekend in the World Games Test Event Grand Prix at Tryon, North Carolina.
Yeah, jumping high, and she's very smart. Just her focus, and then the horse has a beautiful, beautiful jump. Too bad, just didn't set himself enough there. She gets the inside turn.
I'll just tell you what seems to be the red string on her jacket is her accreditation for the show and the National Horse Show's famous orange and black colours.
Makes it quite a short turn to the vertical. With the quick 4 falter. There he pats the ground really well. He should have done that to the out of the combination.
Well, it's a story that will be written again and again. That 4 faults at the triple combination is unfortunate for Tracy Fenny. Several in quick succession, just being kept out of the jump off by one on lucky pole.
Yeah, just got rolling along a little too much out of the triple.
And it's Great Britain once again now with US-born Emily Moffatt. There's the opponent from 10-year-old Hilfiger van Olmenhoven.
So British Nations Cup rider and young rider, team gold medalist Emily Moffatt, declared for Great Britain this spring. She's US-born, so as being on the Nations Cup in Wellington, Florida, also at Lisbon in Portugal. Fourth at the Pennsylvania National a couple of weeks ago, and sixth in the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of London. Emily rides Hilfiger van der Olmenhoven by Delph van der Bishop.
So she knows how the time is, she knows how all the lines ride. See if she can put it together. Stick on the neck there, help across the triple bar. Yeah, he flies over the Longines Oxer. Nice and careful. Keeps her gallop around. It'll help with the Oxer. Very well ridden, the triple. Inside for the time. Now very scopy, careful. Gets up there, touches it, but keeps it up, and then rubs B. She was a little lucky, but he made a good effort.
So clear, Emily Moffatt and Hilfiger van der Olmenhoven means it is 2 for Great Britain in the jump-off of the CP National Horse Show Grand Prix. Emily Moffatt and Amanda Derbyshire with clears.
Yeah, very, very good round.
So Jennifer Gates, Jennifer with pumped up kicks. This is the horse with which she had a podium finish in the Week 4 Grand Prix at the Winter Equestrian Festival this spring. Jennifer's been top 10 at T-Bird this year, 5th at Royal West last weekend for 8th position on the World Cup standings. Jennifer rode Nations Cup this year at Samarin as well for the United States. And in the top 10 in the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Cascais in Portugal.
She had a great round earlier today in the U25 class. Jumped a lot in Europe this year, so loads of experience under her belt. So far, so good. Well ridden. Very, very good. And makes the inside turn. Rub the CP. Patient in the 7. Time should be fine with the inside turn. She added to the in and out, and it looked like they met it fine, but then you have to ride across the back rail a little bit. Too bad.
Well, all day long, those stone pillars in and out have been problematic. Jennifer Gate has her 4 faults there at the A element. 23rd position on that time.
This is the equestrian farms coming out. Recent winner in Tryon and top 3 in the Grand Prix of
same thing, just cutting down a little bit. Not having quite enough power across the back rail.
Yeah, it's meter 60 wide, so you want to get into the sweet spot in front of it, or you're going to have that back rail nearly every day of the week.
Yeah.
Lauren Tisbo with Tequestrian Farms Coriandolo de Rebano. Picked up World Cup points at Bromont, 4th in a Grand Prix at Tryon last month, top 10 at the Hampton Classic Grand Prix this year. Lauren has been top 10 at Washington and 3rd in the Gold Cup on the Longines North American League.
Jumps very high over the triple bar, but not across the back enough.
She's making a lot of adjustments on the long turn, and I think just still didn't even have what she wanted.
Yeah. And then he made a good effort, but just too high, actually. Great effort through the triple. Gets him back, inside turn. Yeah, he's jumping well. Gets up there fine in the 4, light rub at the Liverpool. Oh, nice the last jump.
Finishing on just the 469 and 30.
So with just those 4 faults, Lauren Tisbo and Coriandolo di Rebano, 69.30, 20th position. So 13 qualified to come back. At the moment, we understand just 10 of those will come back. Nicola Philipparts, Callan Solom and Alison Robitaille electing not to return for the jump-off tonight, keeping their powder dry for the World Cup qualifier to come on Saturday.
Yeah, he just jumped a little bit too high at the triple bar and not across the back. I can sometimes get hung up at the in-gate.
So Catherine Tyree, enjoy Louis. Catherine for Mary and Joseph Tyree with the Coriano horse. 3rd at Washington last weekend, has 15 points on the World Cup Series. Jumped Nations Cup this year at Thunderbird Show Park in Langley, British Columbia, and jumped also in Europe for the 2nd summer in a row.
Yeah, he's nicely forward, so the 5's not an issue. Balance is well there. She keeps galloping. She's very good at moving away from the jump for the time. And settles him back. Says this is a little short. He listens to her perfectly. Very good. Always thinking about the time. Great track. Her time must be good. Sneaks over that. Yeah, he has the in and out all figured out.
But
So
it is the
close,
last
just
that
the
goes.
last
Yeah,
fence
it's 4
finishing.
faults for Catherine Tyree and Enjoy Louis. 17th position. Our fastest 4 faulter is Jess Springsteen, 1 place ahead. Now we've got those 2 on 1 fault, Katie Dynan and Lyubov Koshetova, and 13 clears eligible to come back, and we know 10 of them will do so.
Yeah, it was a super round, and then I think she just needed a little help off the front rail. That last jump, as I say, they kind of are headed for home and got to have a little balance there.
Debbie Stevens with Centennial Farms Condor goes next. Debbie's jumped many Grand Prix and World Cup qualifiers across North America. Had several Grand Prix top 10s at the Winter Equestrian Festival in the spring and jumped well all summer at Tryon in North Carolina.
A little rub there, but stays up. It's a big, scopy. No problem, the triple bar. Big stride, so the 5 is easy. Gonna have to think a little bit about the time because he has such a big, slow stride. Having a nice round, but to me it may be a time fault. Let's see if she gets that inside turn. Great effort on his part. Comes right back. not enough. He comes back and then he's a little bit slow. She just needed to get him across the back. This whole course really, you've got to ride him forward and a little back, forward and a little back. Again, doesn't quite get across the back enough. Some have made it look easy, but Michelle keeps asking these questions. Again, this is a little forward and a little short and a little steady to the in-gate, to a wide boxer.
Eight jumping, two for time.
Time 77.34. They get one time falls for each commenced period of 4 seconds over the time allowed of 73. Debbie Stevens on 10-4.
Just meets that a touch long and really needs to keep going across the back rail.
So another World Cup champion in our midst, Leslie Burr-Howard. Leslie won the title in 1986, team gold medalist with the US at Los Angeles in 1984. This summer she's had 3 top 10s in Angelstone Grand Prix up in Canada and picked up points at Bromont this season on the World Cup. And another former Mcrae medal winner in our field here at the National Horse Show as well.
It's a loose 8 to the second jump, and then he just doesn't quite come back enough for the 4, set himself in the 4, that red one. And again has to go stretch across the back of the triple bar. Jumps that beautifully, easily. Gets him back, across the back rail, and flips inside. Light rub at the vertical, but stays up. Goes to the whip for the neck for the 4. Yeah, ends up very, very nice.
Yeah, a round of 2 halves, very definitely. The second half, all good, all clear for Leslie Burr-Howard and Gentil van Spijveld, but it is an 8-4 round in the CP National Horse Show Grand Prix for the US Olympic gold medalist.
Just jumps a little low at that red one. Has that down in front. And the triple bar, then he jumps a little, again, high, and then has it down a bit behind. After that, he had it all figured out.
Well, he rode for the USA between 2009 and 2017. He's now back riding for the country of his birth, Canada. The 2-time Olympian Mario Delorier with Westbrook. Mario picked up points for 5th at the American Gold Cup in September, which was his first World Cup back for Canada. He was the youngest ever World Cup champion back in 1984.
And just doesn't kind of come back. It's a big, as you say, I think it's a 155. Also that flat red color. Some horses don't read that so well. The rails with the stripes are a little easier. Sometimes you have the same color rail and they just don't see it quite as well.
Excuse me. Certainly also on the screen, I mean, this sand looks very yellow-grey. It's quite orangey actually in real life.
Yes. Just not across the back quite enough. Again, I believe this is a younger horse.
Yeah, it's a 9-year-old. It's by the Sol Francais Sire Jaguar male. As I say, it's a very, very popular sire at the moment in the sport of eventing. And Cardento, the dam sire, puts it in the Swedish Warm Blood stud book.
had, I think, a little green, and even looked at that horse looked at the Liverpool. I haven't really spoken of the Liverpool. Most horses don't even take much of a look, but that one just looked a little green. I thought Mario rode him well and just needs more experience, I think.
16 faults. Of course, the purpose of a Liverpool or a plank low down like at the Salamander is to draw the horse's eye, and then the rider's job is to get the eye back up onto the top rail.
That's right, to stay focused at the top of the jump.
Again, you just see it there, that National Horse Show plank down low in the final fence. So, world number 1, defending Lexington leg of the Longines FEI World Cup champion, Kent Farrington. Kent has won the top 10 at Geneva. He's been a US Olympic medalist at the Pan American Games as well, medalist at the World Championships, 5 times a World Cup finalist. He won some of the biggest Grand Prix all around the world. Of course, his armband representing that he is Longines world number 1 at the moment. The new rankings will be out any day now, but with a 5-star win just 10 days ago in Tryon, he'll probably be staying there, but 4 faults at the very first isn't going to help matters tonight in this world ranking class.
Yeah, just a little, maybe not paying attention, but again, the first jump is quite a big vertical. When I walked it, I thought, I bet 1 or 2 horses do hit that. And now Gazelle looks very on her game.
She hates to touch a pole, and I wonder now, having had a pole tonight, whether he'll go, now she's my World Cup horse.
Jumps that beautifully, opts to go just around. Up in the 6, again, no problem. And she has that all figured out. The loose 4 and like a rubber ball in the in and out.
700ths inside the time, and the first fence down for 4 faults for Kent Farrington and Gazelle, so no jump off tonight for Kent. But World Cup coming up on Saturday night. He'd like to retain that title, winning it back-to-back here at the CP National Horse Show.
Yeah, she's a wonderful jumper, but even world number 1 can have a fence down sometimes.
So, 2 4th places already this season on World Cup qualifiers. Sire Happy with Evergate Stables Dolan, 4th at T-Bird and 4th at Sacramento. Sire had some good small tour results in Europe this season as well. So still just those 13 clears. Emily Moffatt gave us our most recent.
Yeah, this one jumps high and in good style. Little stumble there. It doesn't rattle either one. Yeah, beautiful scopy jump across the oxers.
I think what's also worth noting about the triple bar to Longines fences, they're not actually in a straight line, they're on a slight dog leg, again just exacerbating that feeling that every wall in this ring is curved.
Yes. Good turn. Very scopy way of galloping and jumping. And smart, the in and out. She's riding well.
This last to go, it's going to be terrific around number 14, Sire Happy and Dolan. The 9-year-old by Cardento.
Yeah, just such a confident, smooth round. Jumps in with plenty of scope and stays high at the B element as well. Yeah, a wonderful jumper.
So we stay with Evergate Stables and go to Jack Harden-Towle. Harden rides New York by Verdi. Harden was third at the Gold Cup this year, second at the Central Park Horse Show Grand Prix. A Nations Cup rider and World Cup finalist for the United States of America, and is currently ranked just outside the world's top 50.
Slips up the first line very well. Then rubs that back rail. Doesn't come down, but careful over the skinny. Yeah, gets him back, but then rides across and gets the inside turn. Well ridden. A little longer the vertical. The horse stays careful though. He paid for it there. He kind of attacked that white vertical off the corner, and I think that's why he ran into the last one. Too bad.
So 15 clears at the moment, one for the Evergate Stables. That's Sire Happy a moment ago. Jack Harden-Towle with the last down on course here in the CP National Horse Show Grand Prix.
And is the 30-year-old Kilnasa as next to go. Rider who's supposed to win this season in colour.
Matthias Tromp in the ring. Matthias with Poden Farms Kilata by Kidam de Revel. The 22-year-old Matthias Tromp won or was second in the world ranking class at Live Oak in March. Twice a team gold medalist at Young Riders, and jumping in the under-25 championships here at the National Horse Show once again.
Almost looked a little sticky at the second jump, and then good at the last, and gives him a good kick there to get across the triple bar and the Longines. On the time. Starts turning him in the air. He got away with it. Came right down on that rail and just sort of banged it into the cup. He started turning before he got across the back. It was a good rub and got the horse's attention. Very, very good. Little rub at the last, but makes it.
So Matthias Tromp is going to be clear in 71 seconds exactly, giving us another one through to the jump off. It's 16 qualified. Let's say a couple we know not coming back.
Now we turn to USA and the Longines World number 2. He's made that number 1 spot through his career as well, with a new rise in recent weeks. This is the 10-year-old Cartouche for the man who crowns this year with the fantastic topping of the Longines FEI World Cup final.
So McLean Ward and Cartouche. McLean with the 10-year-old Cartouche for Jorge Andres Barrera. World number 2, reigning Longines FEI World Cup jumping champion. Won the Speed Championship class at Washington last weekend and retired Double H Carlos after that class. He's a career winner of the Antwerp leg of the Longines Global Champions Tour. 3 wins in a row up in Toronto at the Royal. in the World Cup qualifier there, and was second this year in the Longines qualifier at the American Gold Cup.
Gets up the first line well. Rides that triple bar, and that horse just soars over it. Same thing with the Longines, just jumps higher. Gets him back and then rides across, gets him back again. Curves the, jumps those on two lines. Again, the horse flies over the salamander fence. Adds the 5, works out great. The horse jumped way to the left. That was a great reaction.
So McLean Ward and Cartouche are clear. We'll see them back in the jump off just shortly.
Yeah, great round. It's a different bit maybe than the other night, but the mouth is better, flies over the triple bar. And the Longines. Yeah, beautiful jump. And then asks him to wait and just sits so quietly, McLean, at the jump. The horse can really focus on the jump.
So another former World Cup Finals winner, taking the title back in 2007, Bert Mandley, with Grant Road partners Zari for Switzerland. Bert was the two-time winner last weekend at Washington, including the Longines FEI World Cup jumping qualifier last Saturday night. Two-time Olympian and silver medalist with the Swiss team at Sydney in 2000.
Yeah, he's so smooth the way he rides, and that same sits quietly at the jump. The horse actually has a little playful after that skinny, which is nice to see. Very nice. Got to gallop around, got to think about the time a bit, but he's always so efficient. His position and balance is just an art. Giving the horse every opportunity to jump, use its body well. And just gallops right down to the last jump like it's nothing.
So Bert Mandley, another clear round in the career of this man. Zari is going to be back for the jump off. So plenty coming back to contest the jump off of the CP National Horse Show Grand Prix. The qualifying class for Saturday night's Longines FEI World Cup jumping qualifier as well.
So quiet with his body, never interfering with the horse.
So jumped very well in the Nations Cup Grand Prix at Wellington this spring. He's been twice runner-up in the Central Park Horse Show Grand Prix, and he's a 2008 Olympian for New Zealand. Sean Wardley, Sean with Sky Group's Barnetta by Balabé de Rouet.
Little rubs, maybe all three of those jumps, for sure 2 and 3. And soars over those scopy ones. Careful with the skinny. jumps that well. He's got to think about the time a bit now since he didn't make the inside turn. Very good. The salamander. Rubbed free through the double. Great round.
There it is.
So another clear. Sean Wardley and Barnetta are clear, giving us one for New Zealand through to the jump-off. 18 have jumped clear over this track inside the time. Sean Wardley is the latest to do so, and just one left to go of our 43 starters in the CP National Horse Show Grand Prix.
Jumps that last jump beautifully. Couple of pats of appreciation.
The horse he rode to European team gold this year in Gothenburg. He's had a great run of wins from the Hampshire Classic.
So the horse and rider combination that won this very class 12 months ago. Shane Sweetnam with his own and Spy Coast Farms Chankey Z. For Ireland, Shane rode this horse on the European Championships team when he was part of the Irish team that won gold in Gothenburg this summer. Shane top 10 in the World Cup qualifier in New York at the American Gold Cup this year.
This is like home for him with the Spy Coast Farm right down the street. Jumps those great. He stays on the time through the corner. Plenty of scope. And careful. Tiny little rub at sea, but like nothing. Does the inside turn, used to making good turns. One more, that was a little louder, a little luckier rub. And not so lucky that one.
So no back-to-back win of the Grand Prix for Shane Sweetnam. We'll get a new name for 2017. To bring it in on the 4, he does so inside the time, but it's 4 faults for Shane Sweetnam and Chankey, and that's his 31st. There are so many on 4 faults from Jeff Springsteen in 20th all the way down, and that's 31st at a time of 71.05. So say a couple not going to come back of the 18 who qualified, and we know that Callan Solom, Alison Robitaille and Nicola Philipparts are electing not to come back. So it will certainly be 15. There might be 1 or 2 more just decide that they will keep their powder dry for the second night. But here are those who've jumped clear. Callan Solom, Devin Ryan, Lucy Deloria, Roberto Tehran for Colombia, Amanda Derbyshire, 1 of 2 for Great Britain, Beezy Madden and Alison Robitaille. We know Alison's not coming back, neither is Callan. Laura Crichton Confu jumped clear. Adrian Sternlicht, Aaron Vale, Chris Mcrae, Margie Goldstein Engel, Emily Moffatt for Great Britain, Sire Happy, McLean Ward, Bert Manley, and then Sean Wardley has our final clear coming back just over the page, and then it'll be our 1 faulters, Katie Dynan and Lyubov Koshetova, with Jessica Springsteen as fastest 4 faulter, rounding out the top 20. So we'll be back for the short track over Michelle Valancourt's jump-off course here in the Alltech Arena at the CP National Horse Show in just a few minutes' time.
Well, building up to the finale of this CP Grand Prix this afternoon, and a wonderful lineup indeed. Wanted to save the horses for later on in the week, but we really do have a star-studded field
with us this evening. And to take us through a little of that and catch up with one of our riders down on the floor is Kate Petterson.
Thank you, Stephen. As you mentioned, 18 of 43 qualifying for our jump-off tonight. 4 of those horse rider combinations electing not to return, and one of those, Margie Engel, one of the USA's top contenders. And Margie, what was the background behind that decision?
Just because it's been a long season, I only have really the one horse at this level, and I think Saturday night's going to be really tough, so I'm trying to save him for that. Hopefully it'll work, but you never know.
You had a chance to look at this jump-off. Where do you think the viewers are going to see riders be able to shave off some time?
Well, I think from 1 to 2, you can leave out a stride there. It's a long gallop from fence 1 back to 2, and then you have to roll back on 10, and some are going to be very tight there. The 4, I think everyone's going to have to stay with to the double, and then you're going to see some very quick back to fence 9, and then the turn, most of them will probably go inside back on 15. But I think 1 to 2 is a good place to leave out strides, and the rest is going to be hard to leave out, especially on the 4 line. You're going to have to do 4 strides there.
All right, well, we're moments away from finding out. Margie, thank you for joining me, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you very much. I think you're going to see a very fast jump off.
Stephen?
Yes, all set to come. Looking forward to that. So let the build-up begin to the Grand Prix finale here for the jump-off.
First is on its way, and it is going to be 14 in all that would battle it out for this CP Grand Prix tonight.
So, welcome back to the $130,000 CP International Grand Prix, the National Horse Show Grand Prix. We've got a number qualified. Callan Solom is amongst those electing not to come back. Alison Robitaille also not going to come back. But Laura Kraut, last night's winner, she is back, the highest ranked lady rider in the world at the moment.
So away we go with our first and over that jump on course. Fences 1, 2, 10, 11, 12, 8, 9. Finishing over the Longines fence in front of the...
Also the likes of Aaron Vale, Christine Mcrae, Margie Goldstein-Engel, qualified, not coming back. Emily Moffatt, 1 of 2 for Great Britain. Sire Happy, McLean Ward, the world number 2 and reigning champion, is back. Bette Manley, the Washington winner, and Sean Wardley for New Zealand. Devin Ryan is our first to go. Devin with Eddie Blue. So Devin won the American Gold Cup World Cup qualifier this year. He's also had a pretty good show here so far. Second yesterday, third in the Table C earlier today. And he's going to set the standard. Our short course, starting over fences 1 and 2, and then the roll back to 10, 11, 12 AB. Then a left-handed roll back to 9 before pushing on to new fence 15, what was the Longines fence after the triple bar. But Devin with the very first on the floor.
Yeah, he gets up there in 7 and makes the inside turn. But he just jumped way to the corner too much on that first jump. The horse is so clever. Gets the 4, fits that in. He's a fabulous young 8-year-old. Short turn, stays careful. Gets a little bit to the corner, but too bad that first jump.
So it's 4 faults in 35-27 for Devin Ryan and Eddie Blue. We'll see how high that will keep them in the standings come the end of this jump off in just a few minutes' time.
Jumps that and goes to turn and just catches the standard. He's hungry, Devin. He wants to go to the finals.
So Lucy Deslauriers, the 18-year-old World Cup rider. Lucy with Lisa Deslauriers's Hester. North American young rider, individual gold medalist, former winner of the under-25 championships here at the National Horse Show. Beasley's won some big classes against the very best in the world, so she's not fazed by being in this jump-off for the National Horse Show Grand Prix.
No, not fazed at all. She wants to show them that she can win it. That was the 8, I think, and the inside turn. Keeps a good gallop. Rolls right back to that big vertical. And he is so clever. Long 4, pats the ground.
The 21 seconds coming out of the National Horse Show in and out.
Really quick to the black. Too bad.
Well, unfortunately, the last is down. The time is 34.75, so she had enough on the speed.
Yeah, took a great shot at it. Got a little flat to that last jump. Wonderful turn here. So clever. He jumps high off that awkward turn.
So next to go, Colombian Championship rider. It's ridden at 2 Pan American Games and to the World Championships. Roberto Tehran with the above Koshetova's brilliant Derouet. They need to be jumping out of the National Horse Show in and out better than 21 seconds. But at the moment, a double clear will go to the head of affairs.
The 8 and gets inside. He's known for being fast. Also gives them maybe a little more room to that. Oh, and that 4 is just not quite there. Off that short turn from the white vertical, that makes the 4 longer.
So it's going to be 8 faults in total in 38.92 for Roberto Tehran. Lucy Deslauriers is our fastest so far, with Hester 4 faults in 34.75.
Fights to that last one, and again, just doesn't meet it the best.
So Roberto leaves us, and we welcome forward the first of 2 for Great Britain in this jump-off. Amanda Derbyshire with Gotchman Sport Horses Louis Ban to BH. Nations Cup rider for Great Britain. Amanda had a podium at Devon and 3 top 5s at Washington last week, and was 3rd in yesterday's opening speed class of the show. A world top 100 ranked rider.
Nice 8, slips inside, keeps her gallop to that salamander oxer, gives him a little room, but stays on the gallop. Horse jumps it brilliantly.
Competitive time.
Gallop away. Oh.
Well, 4 faults for Amanda Derbyshire, and the time is going to be 36.59, so that goes into 3rd position at the moment. Still waiting our first double clear here in the CP National Horse Show Grand Prix.
To make a good turn, and just didn't have quite enough get across the back.
So Beezy Madden, top 30 ranked rider. Beezy with Abigail Wexner's Darry Lou. Quite young horse for her. The double Olympic gold medalist and World Cup final winner. Beezy is part of the US team that finished 2nd at the Nations Cup finals in Barcelona this year.
Bends the 8, gets a good inside turn, galloping to the salamander. Good short turn, he has a big stride. Again, he gets up to the 4, no problem, the Liverpool.
And the time is on the money once again.
Great jump at the black.
So clear at this pace could be very, very competitive in the final analysis. And Beasy gives us our first double clear, 37.26 overall, but into the lead.
Excellent round. Great turn, and he just jumps high, no problem. It's a little bit awkward, the turn, and he just jumps it like it's effortless.
So Laura Kraut comes forward next with St. Bride's Farms Confu. Laura, who was alongside Beasy at the gold medal winning team at the Olympics in 2008. Fourth in the Windsor Grand Prix this year, fourth also in the Grand Prix at Aachen in Germany, and fourth in the $500,000 in week 11 at the Winter Equestrian Festival. Laura and Confu looking to jump double clear faster than 37.26.
Eight stride, gets inside, keeps galloping. Four is easy, comes right back. And she's a little quicker maybe than Beasy, galloping away.
There's time that can be made up or lost on this last two long swinging turns. 36.99, we've seen competitors go faster than that, but for the moment it is good enough for the lead. Double clear, 36.99 for Laura Kraut and Confu. Last night's winner, could she make it back-to-back wins here at the National Horse Show?
Yeah, it flies over the big white one, and again, big stride, gets right up there, pats the ground, gallops away, beautiful, beautiful, smooth round again. He's so with her.
With Crystalline, it's Adrian Sternlicht for Starlight Farms. Fourth in the World Cup qualifier in Wellington, Florida in the spring. Top 10 in the Longines Grand Prix of Sweden at Falsterbo this year.
That's the 8. Turn. Huge scope. Again, gets way to the corner, though.
Okay, we've seen more poles go tonight knocking standards nearly than...
Yes. Again, the scope and the jump is not really a problem with this horse. It's so powerful.
So a 4-4 jump off round for Adrian Sternlicht in 40.42 seconds. That's going to go into 6th position. Our two double clears leading the way. Laura Kraut and Beasy Madden with a 1-2 at the moment.
Just drifts to that corner and hits the standard.
So Aaron Vale. Aaron, who was 5th in the Table C earlier on this afternoon with his other horse, he rides Finu, his Puissance winner from Washington.
Up there taking a look at the lines. Getting a plan. The 8. Good turn. Right back. Just gets a little flat in the 4.
Well, that's going to leave him right down the order, because he was maybe dallying with being one of the fastest 4-4ters alongside Lucy Deslauriers. But it's 8 faults in the jump off, 8 in 36.15 for Aaron Vale and Finu.
Still Laura Kraut leads the way clear, 36.99. It is is USA's Christine Mcrae now.
Four just got a little flat.
This is the 12-year-olds.
Well, Pan Am Games medalist in Guadalajara in 2011 for the United States, Christine Mcrae. Christine with Nectarina for Candy Tribble. Top 10 at Washington last week. And 3 times a World Cup finalist already in her career.
Jumped a beautiful first round. See how they do. Going fast. Hops to go around. Big stride, has a rub there, but big scope. Trying to jump a clear round, see if they make it over the last. Yep, beautiful double clear.
Yeah, well, a double clear at the moment will almost certainly end up top 10. And might end up top 5. 42.83 and clear. Third at the moment for Christine Mcrae and Nectarina. And just 5 more to go in this jump off here this evening.
Slices the CP, no problem, and she gallops to the last.
2 times a Nations Cup rider for Great Britain this year, as well as representing Great Britain to the gold medal for a team at the Young Rider Championships at Samarin in Slovakia. Emily Moffatt with Hilfiger van der Ulmenhoven. Double clear faster than 36.99 required. And she's wearing one of those green ribbons, Anne.
Yeah, for a gal that named Lillian Schaefer, who's just been diagnosed with lymphoma. Some of the girls were wearing these tonight, and great honor for them to do that on the stage tonight. Great inside turn. Beautiful jump again.
Yeah, well, our salute and thoughts out with her. She's based at Kelly Cruciotti's yard.
Yeah, and wish her all the best. And
this is good.
Great turn, beautiful slice. Keep galloping. Goes to the whip and makes it.
A great final 2 turns, 35.70. It's good enough for the lead at the moment on a double clear. Emily Moffatt for Great Britain is our leader of the CP National Horse Show Grand Prix. $130,000 in the prize pot tonight.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful round again. The horse being right with Emily, really working together.
So Emily Moffatt leads Laura Crichton and BZ Madden. $32,500 for the winner of this competition tonight. As we go to the Evergate Stables, Sire Happy with Dolan. Will we see the lead change again? We've got some very serious competitors still to come. McLean Ward, Bette Manley, Sean Wardley, and Sire Happy in the ring. 4th already twice at World Cup qualifiers this season.
They're big. Scopy. Jumps it well, kind of pulled up a little bit to the pace.
I think just digging in for the double clear.
Super jumper. Another great. Careful, Scopy. And clear.
So double clear. That last line turn taking her right out to the Salamander Hotel's fence. We saw Emily Moffatt much closer in to the racecourse post in the middle of the ring. So Sire Happy double clear, but 42.51 goes 4th at the moment. Well, Emily Moffatt's time of 35.70 is going to certainly have put the pressure on, but no better man to answer that question than the reigning Longines FEI World Cup champion and world number 2, McLean Ward. McLean with Cartouche. Like Beasy, he's a double Olympic gold medalist with the US team. He was second this season at the American Gold Cup World Cup qualifier.
Of course, looks like it's a fast mover, fast goer. Let's see what his plan is.
Four at one.
Yeah. Like he was the horse may be a little nervous and starting to go to the bathroom, and again, that's a little lack of focus, jumping these big jumps. Handles the double well. He slowed it down just a bit again for the rideability.
So into time as well. 8 for jumping, 1 for time, 9 in total in 43.60 for McLean Ward. And what that means is it cannot be a US winner tonight. It will be Great Britain, it will be Switzerland, or it will be New Zealand. Great Britain out in front, Switzerland and New Zealand still to come.
Jumped high there and just cut down a little bit on the back.
So Bert Manley with Grunt Road partners Zari. They fresh off that World Cup qualifier win last weekend at Washington. They also won a couple of speed classes. Olympic silver medalist in Sydney and World Cup finals winner in 2007.
Really going over the course, looking at all the jumps and the turns, getting his mental plan. Seven strides like Devin Ryan's horse, just walked up there. Such a big mover, and got the inside turn, galloped right up to the Salamander. And the 4 gets easy. Yeah, such an elastic horse. Very good turn, and so I was going to say clever, and then just rubbed it off behind. Great round, just a little unlucky at that black one. The horse is happy though, you know, his horses are happy, and it's always nice to see.
So 4 faults and 36.28. It's going to be ranked 8, still just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double clears at the moment. Christine Mcrae in 5th, Emily Moffatt leading with our fastest double clear, 35.70.
Very ambitious turn, really turned right back to it, and that's the chance you take.
So Sian Wardley with Sky Group's Barnetta for New Zealand going to wrap up the jump off in this CP National Horse Show Grand Prix. 130,000 in the prize pot, $32,500 to the winner. Sian, New Zealand Olympian, runner-up at the Central Park Horse Show Grand Prix on a couple of occasions, and top 10 in the World Cup qualifier at Live Oak back in March. So 35.70 to beat. Needs to be coming out of the in and out at 20-21 seconds.
No, he's opted to go around. Looks like he's just going to go for a nice clear. A little rub there. Saving the speed and rideability for Saturday night's class.
So it's clear. Just into time. 44.03 means it's 2 for time for Sian Wardley, but it's still 6th.
to go to 6th place.
So top 5 are all double clear. 6th is Sean Wardley with a couple of time faults, but clear over the poles. And again, well set up for Saturday night's Longines FEI World Cup jumping qualifier here from the CP National Horse Show in Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah, great jumping, and anxious to see everybody Saturday night.
So, Emily Moffatt is going to take the win for Great Britain. Laura Crouch, last night's winner, is second. Beezy Madden in third. Sire Happy fourth for the Evergate Stables. Chris Mcrae in fifth. Sean Wardley then with the time fall sixth. Lucy Deloria with the fastest 4-4 seventh. And Devin Ryan in eighth, the American Gold Cup winner. The Washington winner, Bayet Mandley, in ninth, and Amanda Derbyshire wraps up our top 10. Then we have those few more who started, and Callan Solom and Alison Robitaille amongst those who elected not to start in the jump-off, alongside Margie Goldstein-Engel. And then the 1-faulters from the first round, Katie Dine and Lyubov Koshetova, and Jess Springsteen with the fastest 4-faulter in the first round. 66.55 in her third week of jumping RMF Swinida Park. So that's the shape of things here in the $130,000 CP International Open Jumper. It's a win for Great Britain tonight, as we look forward to another big day of competition tomorrow in the 134th CP National Horse Show. It is small junior hunters throughout the day, and then our first marquee competition is the second competition, the jump-off class in the Under-25 National Championship, scheduled for 6:45, and then at 9 o'clock tomorrow night we have the Open Jumper, the accumulator, the final leg of the Speed Tour here at the CP National Horse Show. Building up to the weekend when it's World Cup weekend, and of course Mcrae on Saturday and Sunday from the National Horse Show. We hope you'll join us for all the action, but for tonight, from the Kentucky Horse Park, from myself, John Kyle, and Ann Kaczynski, we're going to throw you down to the bowl for the prizes and say goodbye for now.
And welcoming in our top 3 in tonight's CP Grand Prix to lead them in the winning combination, Emily Moffatt and Hilfiger. And so to the presentation of this CP Grand Prix tonight. I'd like to welcome out our presenters. They are Mrs. Thomas Ann Armstrong III and Mr. John Y.G. Walker III, representing the board of directors here, accompanied by Joe Puglisi and Eliza Beckwith as well to present. But first of all, in our proceedings, ladies and gentlemen, the traditional part, the salute to our winner tonight. May I ask you to stand for the national anthem of our winning rider. It is many congratulations to Emily Moffatt for Great Britain. Well, congratulations to Emily, one of the biggest wins in her career so far. Certainly means a lot here tonight at the CP National, and to receive her awards and the presentation of the trophy here tonight. It's the Walter B. Devereux Memorial Challenge Trophy to go to our winning combination as well. But with the top ribbon of the night to go to the young rider from Great Britain, the teenage sensation that's certainly making a mark on the world stage already. Well, on go the ribbons, and all set for the photos for Emily and family watching here as well tonight. And welcoming out our presentation party there, Bundy Armstrong and Mr. John YG Walker III, representing the directors here, alongside Joe Puglisi and Eliza Beckwith from the Trophy Committee, to present those trophies and that Walter P. Devereux Memorial Challenge Trophy. A huge thanks to CP for their support again tonight and to all they do throughout the equestrian world. But a fabulous piece of silverware goes with a big win. Well, leading lineup once again, as we already know, it is a seriously solid field for this year's running, as it always is, of the CP National. But very well done to our winning combination. In the lineup, and what a lineup it is. In second spot, it is Laura Crowd, already with a win behind her this week too. It is the St. Bride's Farms Kung Fu, Laura Crowd for the USA in second. And in third place, another of the world superstars, a US rider, BC Man in third, Darry Liu. And all set for the victory gallop. We can definitely give her a big round of applause for these sensational three. But the lady that tops the line, it is Ladies' Night here for the CP Grand Prix. But the winning combination is Great Britain's Emily Moffatt and Hilfiger. Well, rounds off a wonderful night of sport. So much more to come. Chance, though, to just kick back and enjoy over at Gracie Street. The garden party there is on from tonight. It's tomorrow night as well. And on Saturday, it is the original Whalers in there as well to bring things to a big finale night. But, of course, Sunday is going to be a very big day as well. But tonight, we'll see you very shortly as we can toast a win in the Gracie Street garden party very, very shortly from all of us here at the CP National. Good night.